All right, what's good, everybody? Good morning, good morning. Can everyone hear me? Good morning, Sal. Good morning, Sam. Good morning, everybody. Good stuff. Sounds fine. Okay, good. We are in 1080p today, folks. None of that 720 shit from yesterday. Morning, Dale. Let's get into it, shall we? I'm actually going to move this piece of paper out of the way. I think I'll be needing it. We'll let people come in here and flood in here, and then we'll begin. We have some time. Everything looks good on my end of my stream. Perfect. How's everybody doing this morning? How's everybody doing this week? Halfway through the week. Hump day, as the kids call it. Morning, Ella. Welcome back. Green all the way. Great. I can show you guys. So I've been, I guess since last week, been starting this new Tradeify account. Here is the current stats on it. Only 11 trades taken in the past 4 trading days that I've had. Yesterday, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 small win that we took on stream. This was the nicer one in the afternoon. These 2 were kind of based off the same idea. This was a fine loss. I was more than happy with this. Everything looks good up here. This is the only thing that I'd like to change, but that's just because we've been getting some BEs, some partial and BEs. So R to R isn't a huge deal. It's more, I'm more or less I'm concerned with win rate and profit factor, but looks good. So see if we can keep that up this week going forward, and really it's just going to be, you know, a matter of sticking to the plan, sticking to the rules. So okay, what we're seeing here so far on NQ is yesterday we actually had SMT form inside of this daily BISI here with ES. This Friday's low is the high of a daily BISI. Yeah. That led me to believe that we were likely to frame a market maker buy model to the upside. We saw a nice displacement away from this low, forming a nice breaker and order block on the hourly and the 15-minute. There's that hourly OB. 15-minute. These are all like nice breaker blocks. Like the biggest, like the big daddy is this massive thing in here. But below us we do have this 15-minute OB. This is that last down close candle. It actually hasn't been tagged yet. So we may see that get tagged. But right now, what we're seeing is a retracement into this 15-minute BISI that I absolutely wanted to see get used to support price higher. And what we're seeing as a result of that is we actually have, there's some consecutive candle SMT between 8:15 and 8:30 with YM and ES. And now we are trading higher. So for me, my eye is still drawn to these previous daily highs. We don't really have any significant SMT at these highs. I marked them out here, right? We have SMT with YM at 130 relative to the Asia high. We have some SMT here with ES and YM relative to the 130 high. This was the London high that formed. And then we have some SMT here as well with YM. Other than that, it's really just small little pieces of SMT. We don't have any like large scale, huge SMT. Because this SMT here that formed that took Asia high with YM, it was at 130. It wasn't really at any significant session. So for me, I'm just kind of going off with the notion that these SMTs were being utilized to propel price lower to get a discount entry to go higher. Yeah, SMT, how SMT works and why it's important, right? So SMT is kind of like a Kraken correlation indicator. So much like people will utilize, RSI divergence, MACD divergence, things like that. I don't even know them anymore. But let's take two assets that are considered to be correlated, right? Directly correlated. We can use NQ and ES, for example, right? If we have bullish price action, and this is NQ in the black path. If we have NQ making higher highs and higher lows, we expect ES, which is going to be in the red, to do the same. Why? Because it's directly correlated, right? So we want these assets to do the same thing, okay? So if this is bullish price action, and we are seeing all of this, let's use this high as an example for how we could frame SMT. Let's say that we have this high form and NQ takes it, ES fails to. That right there is a Kraken correlation because NQ took the high and ES failed to. So that is almost just a sign. We can use that as a sign that smart money is operating in and around this level, okay? Because otherwise, if it were continuing to go higher and if it were bullish, then we would see ES be taking that high as well. So it's almost like a nudge to start watching for a potential reversal, right? I'm of the belief that every reversal on any fractal basis will have SMT at it. The high probability ones anyway. I believe SMT improves probabilities tenfold. I use it in my model and it yields me high win rate. I feel more confident with it as well. So from here, it's not a sign to just flip bearish right away. What you want to see is a confirmation of that SMT, okay? So that confirmation is going to look like, right? You're going to see a breaker formation. You're going to see a change in the state of delivery. You're going to see whatever you need to see to confirm that a reversal is in, okay? That's why SMT is important, because it tells you when a reversal is likely to occur. It can tell you when a consolidation is likely over. It's a very strong indicator of market turnarounds. No, I don't go live on YouTube every day. Would I take a trade if we get an IFVG there? IFVG where? Like this IFVG on the 15-minute? No. That's not enough for me. Hello, Parzival. No, yeah, so if this IFVG forms, I'm not just automatically flipping bullish. We have a fair value gap above, right? The only SMT we have really cooking at these lows right now is the consecutive candle SMT between 8:15 and 8:30. Make me mod. Can I actually? Wait, let me make sure this is actually Alex. Let me make sure this is actually Alex. Okay, good. Okay, you're good, you're good, you're good. I'll make you a mod, Alex, no problem. You want to be a managing moderator or a standard moderator? Wait, what is a managing? Can manage blocked words and change chat modes in live, and also has capabilities of standard moderator. Sure, go for it. It's all yours, big dog. Does that mean you can come up and speak? I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I use YM. I use YM. Ask Alex if he is bullish or bearish, and you'll know. Yeah. Perfect. Alex is gonna be my bouncer. What do we got for news today, folks? I know we have FOMC minutes at 2. It looks like it's it. That looks like all we got. That's all we got. Let me get rid of that. Yeah, I don't see anything. I don't see anything really of interest. To be quite honest, we're in a POI, but I need to see some form of confirmation. Like this consecutive candle SMT trading into these inefficiencies is not really my cup of tea for framing longs. I can't frame shorts here either. Indecisive day, which bodes well for rejections at key levels. Indecisive in that we haven't taken a previous daily high or low, but I think we're trading below 1800 as well as midnight. Well below midnight. I can see this being an open low high close up into the highs yet. Hey Dory. Good morning, good morning. Not much, just getting the stream going here. Just getting her going. $22, 159. Rejection block. That's a 15-minute OB. Yeah. Yeah. Hourly rejection block. 15-minute OB. 4-hour rejection block. Ooh. Ooh. My only concern with that, I like it. I'd like to see us get down there and frame a buy model, as Alex said. I'd like to see that and operate and enter in and around here. One thing I need to keep in mind though is that a potential SMT. We have this SMT with ES. ES took this Friday low, NQ failed. There is a possibility of us seeing SMT form at this low with NQ taking it because it failed to take the Friday low and ES failing to take that. Not to say it can happen or that it will happen. It can. But just keeping our options, open here. Letting everything kind of be out in the open so that we know what we can expect. Hi, Nikki. Why not from where it is now since we are in M15 for value gap? Why not long from where it is now? Is that what you mean? I mean, you're free to. I don't really have interest in it. For me to like want an intraday, longer term, intraday trade, catching a larger piece of the daily range, I'm not just going to use just one 15-minute consecutive candle SMT. Like they work great for continuations, like once the move is already established for the day. But like in terms of, an actual SMT to move the day, I want to see it be a little bit bigger than that. We have near-term SMT with 8:15 and 8:30, but yeah, it's look at how 8 o'clock delivered, right? 9 o'clock, hourly consecutive candle SMT could work, but as I mentioned earlier in the stream, right, we still have this 15-minute order block that has yet to be tagged. We have some resting liquidity here, but below 1500 and 1530, right? It's also the 1500 low. Maybe ES wants to take those lows, as Colorado mentioned in the chat. Just some incomplete criteria, that's all. There's nothing that jumps out at the chart to me to say long it, short it, whatever. It's best to just sit. And that's a superpower, being able to just know when to sit, right? Oh, 192 viewers. Can we hit 200 today at some point? How cool would that be? I appreciate you all being here. Yeah. Morning, Zeus. Yeah. I should call the monkey. Why am I on YouTube and not on Discord? It's not my turn to stream on Discord. I stream in the lab, right? And it's just not my day to do it. This afternoon, I am in Discord on the lab. But I wanted to stream on YouTube. I wanted to do some free YouTube streams because I don't stream in any free Discords. So this is just a way for me to give back and to kind of provide. Do I trade ICT model in the lab? Yeah. Beep bloop. Good morning. What about the OB on ES if it gets tagged? Could. Like I said, right, if we have SMT, if ES goes and takes these lows here, tags the OB, we'd have some SMT with these 1530 lows, which could provide us with a run higher. Will I keep streaming or is it just temporary? I don't see it being a temporary thing. Look, I'm not gonna be a YouTube streamer like Patrick Wayland or Tanya trades and stream every day because I do have other commitments. But I don't see an issue, and it's actually encouraged for me from um, Kane and Alex at the lab and everyone else in the lab to stream on YouTube. So you can probably like once or twice a week, every week is like pretty. I think I can do that. Am I expecting PDL to hit? Not really. If it does, it's fine. I'm of the I'm on like the side of like I want to see this low be protected and then get a run higher. If we take PDL though and we form S&T at it, it doesn't necessarily get me bearish. It just means that I called this low wrong. That's all, and that's fine. I don't have any skin in the game right now. If I could trade overnight, then yeah, I probably would be long from yesterday still. To be honest with you, what's my favorite model? My model is my favorite model. Mine. I really like market maker models. Market maker models are like a great framework. Yeah, yeah. Yesterday's New York market on close macro was nuts. It was a slow 3 p.m. candle. We saw this 2 p.m. candle, right? Close incredible, like nicely bullish reversal. We formed SMT, sweeping a AM low. It closes like this. I'm anticipating this 3 p.m. candle to be distribution. For the first like 50 minutes, 52 minutes or 53 minutes of that candle, we were just stuck forming the wick. Like you can see, we were stuck literally forming the wick for, yeah, 50 minutes. So it really tested your patience. No, not Zeus MMXM. No, no. Just asking because I genuinely don't know how come you want those lows to hit and PDL to stay, and what makes you think that we won't run PDL if those lows get hit. Oh boy. This low formed SMT inside of a daily fair value gap. That's important. That is a high probability, high time frame PD array, right? This fair value gap here, yes, it's of importance. This was the result of us creating SMT at that low. We're below the weekly open. We're getting a nice retracement, right? Retracements happen. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. But I'm not about to fade it, right? Can this PDL go? For sure. If this PDL goes and there's still SMT, I will look long still. Because there's no doubt about it that we are bullish. Like, I genuinely don't understand people that are bearish right now. Yeah, so Adi, just by saying that you're bullish too, but you're just not sure where to expect, just wait then. That's a sign that you need to wait. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Maz. I was just gonna say that SMT at this, we have hourly SMT consecutive candle. ES taking that hourly low from 8. NQ failing to. We have the open coming in hot. Wow, that 27. It's almost 9:30 already. Okay. Let's do a little bit of math here. 5 minutes SIBI, SMT. Where's the 9 a.m. open? Oh, don't do that to me. If we close above this high and the 9 a.m. opening price, I'm probably going to long it, to be honest with you. It just has to kind of be good and not like get away from us quickly. I think I'd be down for it. I'm gonna give her there. I'm actually gonna give it a little bit of room to breathe at this low. That's the low that we formed S&T at. I know it seems a little big, but I want to see us fly away from here. All right, good luck, everybody. 9:30 open, coming in hot. I'm in a long. Looks okay. If I take a loss, I take a loss, but it looks all right. Everything did form beforehand. Looking kind of ugly out of the gate. What's YM doing? YM is dumping out of bed. These are the games you play when you play around the 9:30 open. Okay, there's my stop. Let's wait. I love that setup, honestly. Not much I disliked about it other than this was a 5-minute Sibby, but we displaced through it at 9:25. So like, I think it checked all my boxes, and it was just a wrong setup, or not a wrong setup, just a loss, which is cool. What do we got going on here now, though? Now we got more consecutive candle S&T. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a 10 out of 10. Every single time, take that trade. Why I'm creeping up on that previous daily low. ES struggling to get below that 915 low. We want to see a run against our bias at the 930. Don't trade 930 unless we already have manipulation. Okay, Mr. Virtue Signaler. What's this? This is all a run against our bias. If you're constantly searching for why a trade was a loss, you're going to run into problems. Losses are a part of the game, and they're a part of an edge. Oh no, the swing you took? Yeah, it happens. You really have to have like high time frame stops if you're swinging. Okay, still have consecutive candle SMT with ES. Forget about this IFG or this fair value gap in this breaker. That calls for another opportunity. These do line up a little better. It just has to be good to us. It's gonna run away. Don't run away. Don't do it. Oh, you slag. The 1 second I go look at the 15-minute chart to see if we formed SMT, it tags the breaker. You fucking rat. It's too funny. This market is funny. Just want it to be deeper, that's all. It is being a little picky, I will admit. But this is giving me a chance to see if ES wants to catch up. Something like this would be sick. Okay. They're pretty close together, like this long and this long, but honestly I like this idea. If I get stopped again, then I'm probably gonna just tape read a bit and be kind of hands off for a while, but I like the setup nonetheless. If it goes and grabs me again, then yeah, it's definitely a sign that I need to be hands off. But I can't exactly just ignore my model because I feel something, right? They're really giving us a hard time for sure. This might be a swift loss again, guys. That 5-minute closure is not nice. We do have some 30-minute SMT, these highs here. Gonna have to stick with it though. Oh yeah, I agree. It's a good setup. I am chilling. Yes, is bullish. That's what we want to see. We want to see it get above these highs up here. We're just seeing some trouble. NQ causing some trouble. Would a long here make sense? I mean, I wouldn't long right here at this instant. I am long right now, but it probably is going to stop me out, to be honest. I just wait. I'm just taking it on the chin, truthfully. Is most definitely not giving me any sort of, you know, confidence in the setup, but it's not really my job to manage and tinker with my trade once it's already taken, right? All I can do is just let it play out, let the edge do its thing, right? All I'm focusing on is kind of if this is a loss, what am I going to do afterwards to really keep myself safe? And that is just disengage, right? We're going to go to tape reading, we're going to wait, we're going to watch. I'm going to take these losses and sit with them and be fine with it. Because a lot of the time, like, especially new traders, they tend to take losses, which are totally fine losses. It's fine to lose in this game. It's actually quite common and normal to lose in this game. And it's not the losses, the initial losses that kills them. It's what they do afterwards that can fuck it all up, right? Because it leads to tilt, and then it can lead to some bad habits like over trading, revenge trading, deviating from your model, right? So those are what really kill a trader, and that's what hinders consistency. So it's important that if you do take losses, you have specific rules in place and you follow those rules. Best loser wins. I never read that book. I think every trading psychology book out there talks about this, though. It's a very common thing. Yeah, very, very common thing. We'll talk a little bit about these. May as well talk about them now. I'm not really doing anything other than just watching. So this first one, right, we had that SMT with the previous hourly low. We did form a breaker here at 921 with this 928 candle closure, closing above the 9 a.m. opening price. Suggested to me that potentially the low of the hour could be in. I don't think I'm mad at that setup. In terms of probabilities, is it like the highest probability? Not particularly, because just the SMT that we had wasn't super high time frame. Um, but I think in the moment, I felt just fine about it, honestly, and the fact that it was a loss is okay with me. Same thing here, right? We don't have that high time from SMT, but we do have, we had the structure available to us to give us an entry. And in terms of highest probability setup you could have known to my model, it's not there, but it does still give me reason to enter. So I did. Is there like a realm in which I would have faded these? Probably. But my high time, I'm so convicted in my high time frame. bias right now that like completely I'm willing to be a little bit more aggressive, that's all. So hence the entries. But now my aggression on my entries doesn't necessarily it's not necessarily a bad thing, but if this loss turns out, then I have to be less aggressive and I have to wait. The market's showing me, yeah, so there's my stop. The market's showing me that I need to wait and be patient. And I'm not going to force nothing now. Coming into that 15-minute OB. That SMT that we formed. At that 30-minute high was kind of the kicker. Seeing these IFEGs here also went against me, but I'm not going to pick apart every single thing that went wrong in the trade right now. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. So yeah, we're still forming that consecutive candle SMT, or that SMT at the 915 low. And if it forms another breaker, like I'm not taking it. Because that would just be putting me back in the box of like taking the same type probability setups again and again and again. And I'm not about to just continually get fed my lunch all day long. So I'm going to wait for something high probability now. Because I'm already 2R down on the day. It's not the time to push, right? It's time to sit back, manage risk, be smart. If I don't take a trade the rest of the day, fine. It doesn't bother me. But I'm not going to force my hand in conditions that are not ripe for me. You know? Kane didn't get filled at 199. I think the price hit the order, but didn't get filled. Oh, away she goes. Oh. See you, Jay. That's just the way she goes sometimes, not getting filled. That 15-minute OB has been tapped now. The only SMT we have, again, is still with that 915 low. I reckon it might not be. Yeah. SMT at PDL. If YM wants to take it at 10, that'd be all right. I actually got to check my balance to see. Okay. One of those trades was higher risk. Do I think better opportunities today after FOMC? I don't know. It's only FOMC minutes. So it's not exactly like the most high impact news event. Full desktop background, thank you. Now what would really sting is if it goes and forms this breaker and then that's the play that occurs. That would, I'm not gonna lie, that would sting. But there will be if this is the play that occurs, there will be other opportunities throughout the day. Almost like a seek and destroy day. I don't know. This looks like a pretty developed sell leg into discount. I wouldn't say it's seek and destroy. Seek and destroy is when you have like a choppy consolidating market where it's just taking one side of the range and the other. And you get like a broadening formation. So you have like taking out, you have London take out both sides of Asia. Then you have New York take out both sides of London. And then you kind of just have, it just develops into a choppy market. And then you kind of get a broadening formation as such. Looks like a megaphone. That's seek and destroy. This this is your classic just 930 volatility injection, and we're forming SMTs at all of these swing highs and we're just dumping lower. So and again, yeah, of course, Dale. We're gonna mark that up. Do I use sequential SMT? I have no idea what that is. I think that's a day concept. And I guess to answer your question, though, it's just SMT, dude. What am I typing? I was just messaging in Discord. Yeah, TradeTale is my main journal. I don't journal on anything else. I mean, I have like paper journals, but it's not really for trading. It's just a personal journal. 10 a.m. coming up. This 4-hour candle, quite bearish. YM close to that previous daily low. To frame a long, to frame a short, first of all, I don't really have much to go off of. To frame a short, or to frame a long, pardon me, I'd want to see a sweep of this 6 a.m. 4-hour candle low. If we can create some SMT with YM's the closest at the previous daily low. Here. Makes sense to me. But right now, I don't have a way to get in short. I don't even want a short, to be quite honest. But that's what I'd be looking at. Here's the 10 a.m. open. Yeah, Nathan, I'd want to see a 4-hour low sweep. Done. Am I done for today? No. I'm not taking any trades as of now. I've took 2 losses. I'm kind of sitting back, getting back to baseline. I'd be willing to take a trade in the afternoon. Or if something super high probability comes across my desk, then yeah, I'd probably push a button. But right now I'm just kind of watching and waiting. There's nothing that's, saying for me to get back in, What a garbage 10 a.m. open. Brother, it's only been a minute. Get off the 1-minute chart. Just the 6 a.m. candle low. I'd like to see the 6 a.m. candle low get taken, and if we can form S&T at previous daily low. That's kind of what I'm framing. No, it's Chad. It's not an FOMC day. It is FOMC minutes. It's different than the rate decision day. Guys, I'm going to make a blanket statement here, okay? FOMC meeting minutes is not the same as FOMC rate decision day. They are two different things. The minutes are simply just releasing the notes and the minutes from the actual meeting itself. It's just a meeting that they have, and then they release the minutes so that we can see what they talked about. It's not to do with any sort of rate decision, anything like that. It's not something that you need to be like terribly afraid of or wait or skip a session for. Whenever you see FOMC as a chop fest, I disagree. What about this is choppy? This is like bearish order flow. ES is choppy, sure, but like this is all, there's nothing wrong with this. I just am not engaging with bearish order flow right now. Yeah, that's fair, but I'm not trading ES. There's that 4-hour low. ES, gonna go take it as well. I already took shorts and done with my day. Well, then don't complain about the PA. If you're already done with your day and took shorts, good shit. There's nothing to complain about. I just don't want people getting so wound up tight when you see like 15 minutes to 30 minutes of a little bit of consolidation. Like somebody said, what a shitty 10 a.m. open, and it wasn't even a minute into the open. Like, guys need to zoom out a little bit. Zoom out just a wee bit, and don't be so driven emotionally by what the chart is doing. There's a 4-hour low on ES. Why I'm still not getting there. Nothing in sight even. Yeah, exactly. People have such high demands for PA and they think that it's always going to be low resistance liquidity runs for everybody. Tell you something, a lot of my trades are high resistance liquidity runs and they still are high probability. So what we talked about earlier in the stream, this low might honestly get swept if we create SMT at it. VS doesn't want to get into that low, which it is a lot further away. You could frame a setup off of that. What were my two L's? I'll just show you. This breaker here. Stop out there. And then this guy here, trading above this high after the open. Stop out. Those are the L's. Yeah, this is just a sit and wait dealio, guys. What makes the most sense to me is seeing NQ take this previous daily low, as much as it pains me to say it, and then create SMT at it. That is kind of what I'm looking at. We do have still that 4-hour SMT with YM, but like there's nothing. There's not much here. Your closest breaker is all the way up here. Not really anything to shake a stick at. Just updating in the lab here. Just took shorts. Where's your entry? If you just took shorts down here, 22 150 break and retest plus SMT 5-second breaker. Oof. The break of this low here. Or like the 5-second breaker would probably be in and around here. PE. What? What just happened? Okay. Yeah. Some people that just love trading the seconds charts, and I just can't. Kudos to them for being able to, but I just cannot. The 1 minute is enough for me. Can't do it. Different breed for sure. I just don't see the benefit. That's all. Honestly, I'm shit doing good trades than having bad mental day and giving away everything. I think what's bad about it? Like, are you basing good and bad off of whether you made or lost money? Because if that's the case, then you need a mindset shift, brother. If you're talking about taking good trades and bad trades, I can tell you right now, this was a bad trade. If you're trading the 5-second in deep discount of a leg that's already formed, yeah, I think you're chasing a bit. Unless that's your model of taking, very discount scalps like this. But it sounds to me like you're just kind of influenced by thinking losses are bad and wins are good, which is a common issue. There needs to be a paradigm shift. Kane's looking at OJ futures. You look at it. Was that orange juice? I don't even know what's the ticker for it. I don't even think I can look on it on with Trade of 8. That's crazy. That's fucking funny though. Oh man. Mark up that 10 a.m. open. Kind of boring session, not gonna lie, folks. Those 2 losses kind of put a damper. But that's trading and that's following the model. So journal them later. What is he talking about? Most active. It's like the second message I've seen you send. Matus just beat you in the span of a minute. Quadrupling your messages. Tripling your messages almost. I think PM will deliver more volatility. We have a high impact news driver, so we can anticipate volatility for sure. The meeting minutes. I haven't seen the meeting minutes do a lot in the past little while. So unless something new and interesting has come up in their meeting, I'm not exactly anticipating a big move off of it or anything like that. I'm not a fan of that. I am definitely not a fan of that. I want to see that PDL go. It is forming potentially this 1008 breaker. I will sit and wait and just not take it. There's no reason for me here. Like all we have is that 4-hour consecutive candle SMT with YM. Not interested in longing it. I was interested in longing up here, but in and around here, but not down here. We're so close to this PDL. So I'd rather let this low get taken instead of forcing another setup. Could I tell you the effective way to backtest the MMXM model? Yeah, choose just one entry type, like low risk buy and low risk sell, and then build your criteria, right? Backtesting is hard for people because one, they might not have all the criteria set, and two, they just don't, their eyes aren't trained to see it yet, so it takes time. If you want to backtest like the market maker model, then I would watch, if you haven't already, the 2022 model and the market maker primer and market maker forex playlists from ICT. That'll give you a little bit more idea, but you need to have your criteria in place. You can't just go and backtest it like as a pattern. You need logic, applicable logic, so that you can actually backtest it. No problem. Backtesting is tricky. You really have to have all your ducks in a row before you get onto a backtesting software and work it. Just play if you don't have those rules yet, just play around with your chart. Go back into old data, see what's worked, see what doesn't, and you'll just find things over time. There's really no step-by-step process I can give you for generating a model. You just have to have all the pillars of a process and a strategy put in there. So you need to account for emotions, or rather emotional control, right? Let's say emotional recognition, because emotional control is kind of not a fan of the word emotional control in trading. You need risk management. You need an entry model. You need a way to determine higher time frame institutional order flow and draw on liquidity, which is like these two. Oops. These two things are most important. So you need those things. And then you also need other things like environment selection, right? Knowing when to trade, when not to. Have rules for journaling, right? All these things. So have criteria around all these and then develop it into a model. And when I say risk management, I don't just mean like how much you're risking on a trade. I mean like how many losses can you take in a session in a day before you're done? How do you calculate like what's your risk of ruin? That's what you want to find, your risk of ruin, so that you can risk the proper amount to remain under that, right? Like if you're opening up a personal account, for example, and you're risking 5%, and your strategy's win rate over time is like 50%, average 2 R to R, but like you have a risk of ruin of like, 15 losses for like a max losing streak, like you're getting pretty close to that 100% to blowing your account. So like you maybe want to dial back your risk a little bit, things like that is what you want to find. It's what you seek in your data. You can run tests with your data to see like what your potential, risk of ruin is. There's also a chart, I think. Let me find you a chart. So like something like this. Right? So if you have oh geez, I didn't even, it doesn't fully show the win rate on that image. One sec, I'll find something better. This looks better. For example, this is your win rate. This is your probability of number of consecutive losing trades within each 100 trades, right? If you're at 50% win rate, you have like a 2% risk of ruin, 2% chance of having an 11 losing streak within 100 trades. Once you get up into like, up into here, like the 65 to like higher, 95% win rate I think is kind of a farce. But like 65 to 85, 65 to 80, that's when you really start seeing, your risk of ruin will really drop. Like with a 75% win rate, you have a 1% chance of losing 6 trades in a row. It's pretty good. So you want to calculate that. This isn't, I don't know how accurate this is, but this is just an example. I'm going to go to the washroom. I'll be right back. All right. Kind of seeing nothing going on here. Just kind of developing a consolidation. Am I going to wait until 2 p.m.? No. No need to. If a setup prints prior, even if a setup prints at 1, I'm probably going to take it. I'm not afraid of FOMC meeting minutes. Not much to do, guys. Honestly, this is just kind of we're waiting for something, right? Not a whole heck of a lot to see. I'm not framing shorts by any means. I'm not framing longs from here by any means. This is kind of a 50-50 spot where I just sit and I wait. You were really bullish coming into the day. I don't know what happened. You just got a deeper cut. That's all. It happens. As per rules, 2 losses per day max, right? That's a good rule to have. It's not necessarily one that I follow religiously. As long as I'm, let's say I have these 2 losses, right? And let's say that a really good trade opportunity comes to me later on, and I feel like I am in a good, state of mind to take and manage a position, I'll take it. But the most important thing when you take losses, especially 2 consecutive ones or more, it's important. Step number 1 is to get yourself back to baseline, okay? Because there's no doubt in my mind that anyone that takes not 1 but 2 losses in a row is going to be affected. I'd argue 90% of traders, like so many of them, will be affected by it, especially new ones. So it's important that you don't do anything dumb immediately after you take those losses. You want to be in a good state of mind. So you want to go through that cycle, right? There's a cycle that we go through, right? We have the first phase, and this is from Mastering the Mental Game of Trading, I think, by Stephen Goldstein. There's like the being phase, that's phase 1, right? Where you're just kind of, existing, you're monitoring the charts, you're coming up with your idea. And then you have, right, your trigger phase. This is where you get an idea, right? And then you are in a time or a place where you are ready to execute. And then you have number 3, which is your performance phase. Once you execute your trade, you are in that performance phase, right? This is where you're managing your position. This is where you're carrying out the actions laid out by your process. And then you have the 4 phase. That's kind of like your reset phase, okay? This is where your journaling occurs. This is where you go back and you look at how you performed through phase 1, 2, and 3, right? Where you do all your journaling, your reflection. This then gets you back to step one. What happens when you take consecutive losses and you get put in tilt state is you completely skip this part, step four, and you just kind of go back to step three, back to step four, back to step three, back to step four. You're not even looking, you're not even in the being phase, you're not even in the trigger phase or anything like that. You're just strictly executing, getting a result, executing, getting a result, executing, getting a result. What that's called is the death trader spiral or trader death spiral, right? You don't want to be in that phase. That's exactly what tilt looks like. So you want to make sure that you're giving yourself time and space to kind of come back to where you need to be, if that makes sense, in order to kind of make a good decision again, essentially. Yeah, not interested in longs still, to be honest. Creating SMT with ES at this high here from 9 a.m. Yeah, there's lots of reasons for me to not take this long, and I'm happy that I didn't. It's really not my cup of tea. This is kind of a result of some Trump news that was posted to Bloomberg talking about making a trade deal with China. I think this honestly formed that SMT with these highs up here. And now we can probably get a run to PDL. Yeah. Yeah, shorts look all right. SMT at the highest to PDL. That would be sweet. Honestly, I wouldn't hate that. Just need a breaker. Like the PDL is like right here. So like I'm not gonna use this swing, right? Because that's obviously closer than it is to the draw than it is to your stop. That's not high probability. Or is it even worthwhile? No. Yeah, so after a losing trade, we should evaluate what you did. Yeah, of course. You shouldn't just like take a loss and just like, you know, shrug it off and just go back, right? Like you should be able to shrug it off in saying that like you're not, in despair by losing a trade, but you should definitely like definitely check in with yourself and like go back to like the proper steps of like how am I feeling emotionally? Am I feeling bothered by these losses? Am I feeling emotional? Am I feeling like anxious, mad, whatever? If you're feeling any of those emotions, then just don't take a trade. So it's a good time to check in and just look in the mirror. Like for me, I took this first loss from the pre-market long right before 9:30. Took the loss. I was fine with it. I was more than okay with it relatively quickly, and I knew that. And then we traded above here, and then I executed again. This one was a loss. Now I'm kind of bothered, right? So now I'm sitting through this and waiting, and I'm just kind of being here, reading price. And at the moment, there's nothing that's telling me, you know, long this shit, short this shit, right? Yeah, 30 minutes Cibi, SMT at the highs, at these highs. I just don't have really an entry. Like I'm not, PDL is kind of where I'm looking. Yeah, Nathan, it's very simple, brother. Just If you take a loss, make sure you're good. It's like falling out. Like, let's say you fall off of your bike. Let's say you're a kid and you fall off of your bike. What's the first thing you do? You check to see if you have scratches, right? You don't just get up and just like go about like, no, you see if you're hurt anywhere. It's the same thing with losses. You just check in. You'll take the 5-minute IFVG if it closes below. What 5-minute IFVG? I don't see a, like you're talking about like reusing this guy. Is that part of your model, Chad? And where's your take profit, etc. So are you looking for PDL? 1.33R? Is that what that's what you're thinking? Isn't this right now a BPR? Yep. I'm not longing this with PDL right there. I'm just not. This isn't enough evidence for me to suggest that it wants to go higher. So like it's going to be one of those, if it does somehow end up going long and we get a nice displacement, then I'd just be framing continuations later on in the day. But right now, this is not a high probability setup for me at all. At the moment, like seeing this S&T at these highs, I wouldn't hate to see a breaker form and target. It's just a matter of when, right? I don't think the draw's met. So I think if we can come up into this next macro at 1050, I think we can get a delivery into here. No, I don't trade on the seconds chart. That's what you said, Chad? Well, you said you're going to take this 5-minute inversion of inversion. That's not the same thing. Or are you talking to Disciple? I don't take like re-inversions. So I also don't take them without breakers. Read my last message. If that happens, if that happens, if not, I'll wait for SMT again. You don't need fresh SMT again. You can still utilize this SMT that we have with the highs. We just need to form a breaker. That's all. Well, like as of right now, Nathan, this is an IFVG that's being used as support to trade price higher. Yeah, the breaker is what I meant. Okay, how would I know that? I can't read your mind, Chad. It's all good. Yeah, Nathan, this for value gap, right? Acting as an IFVG from there, right? If it traded below it, I wouldn't necessarily use it as a bearish PDRA. Like I don't use reclaimed PDRAs really like that. But if one forms breaker, the other one won't. Isn't that SMT again? Yeah, if it can happen if it happens on a 15-minute basis for me. But right now, like this SMT that we have at these highs here, like I mentioned, that's the SMT that we're going off of. If we get double SMT, that's great. FOMC minutes leaked. Where? You see it on Financial Juice? I think this is all just Trump stuff. I haven't seen anywhere that it got released. I don't think it's legit, Jonathan. If you look at Financial Juice, you can see 10:30. This is 9:30 my time, 10:30 New York time. Trump eyes a bigger and better trade deal with China. You can see the time in which it occurred. Trump has expressed interest in a deal that would include substantial investments and commitments from China to buy more American products. Right? So this is stuff with China. And then you can see the result, 10:30. Right here, immediate run up. That's what it was. It was not, I don't think it was FOMC minutes being leaked. Yeah, I use Forex Factory. I just get news, updates on Financial Juice. This is just continuing to rip. Now I've got some consecutive candle SMT. What was I saying? Why can't I remember? If you use, yeah, low time frame breakers, you're going to get better RR. But my IP was shown. Where? When the trading view pop-up showed? Oh, yeah. Pretty sure I can edit it out. Yeah, I can edit it out. Wizardry. I'm not exactly concerned about people knowing my IP address, but people want to know where I am. It's not that hard to find me. And I'm not exactly concerned about identity theft either. Why I'm moving down? Yeah. Like the last thing I wanted to see for PEL SMT. What are you talking about, Joseph? Do something cool. You do something cool. I'm not here for your entertainment. If you want entertainment, you can go watch Patrick Weiland stream and he just screams around. Screams around like a, you know. We're chilling here. 1045 breaker valid. Not for me. There's an absence of a swing point. On a seconds time frame, I'm sure it would be, but like I want to see like distinct swing points, right? Swing high, swing low, higher swing high. Within that leg, the swing high to the swing low, I'd like to see the breaker, right? To then close through it, continue lower. We don't have a swing high here. We have this potential change in the state of delivery with the order, or rather order block formation, right? But for me, not really something I'm interested in. OTE of the opening range. Yep. Nothing really to see here though, folks. SMT is a must, Jonathan. Absolute must. I don't take it any trades without it. So this is where you could probably like frame a seconds breaker. There's probably like a 30-second breaker on there or a 15-second. Could probably find a setup in there. You have everything there for you. You have the SMT at the highs. You have the consecutive candle SMT. You have two forms of SMT. You have lows resting below here, right? This could be engineered for a run lower. If we close below this orange line, I could see a potential for shorts. I'm not going to take it because it's not really following my model. But yeah, this could drop. Everything fits. It's just not for me. It's not my trade. Simple as that. That's not a breaker either. There's no swing low. 1035. That would be a breaker. And if we close below this little fair value gap here, you could say that the breaker is going to form. But like, I'm not really in the mood for a 1.65R, really. Not. But this all looks like it's a good delivery, to be honest. This could be a quick run lower. Yeah, 9:30 open, working beautifully. Yeah, this looks awesome. Not gonna lie. No, I don't consider today seek and destroy. Curious. Actually takes us to previous daily low. the Friday low. Yeah, it is. It is the last down close candle, but it needs to be there needs to be actual swing points. Friday's lunch low. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Say you started the day bullish, would you be inclined to shift bearish now? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. I'd say so. I think we can go to PDL. I'm actually kind of inclined to short it. There's no breaker here. Don't have any SMT at those lows. And with YM, I suppose. This breaker hasn't formed. We did get this inversion here, but like we created SMT with YM as well at those lows, so it's kind of telling me not to. This could just blast through the highs again. See you later, Adolf. Have a good day, brother. The breaker didn't form on ES, so it's not valid on NQ. No, that's not what it means. The breaker didn't form on NQ either, I don't think. It literally failed to close below by a tick. So there's nothing valid here. And we went to form SMT at these lows. Pretty easy fade, to be honest. I was thinking about shorting, but seeing this SMT at these lows with YM, easy miss for me. Not really interested. We just came back into this little cheeky breaker. And then expanded higher again. Um, yeah, I mean, ES has higher probability SMTs than YM with NQ, but I still use YM at certain times, and if it's actually following suit. You don't use YM for correlation? I mean, I do. I'm not going to say you have to. Do Canadians say cheeky? I do. I don't think it's a common Canadian phrase or slang term or word or whatever, but I do. Yeah, it is a fun word. Yeah, guys, I'm not sure what else to really tell you here. There's not much going on. Like, I'm waiting for PDL to get taken. I'm not seeing any sort of setup for me. Um, two losses on the day earlier, taking pretty valid setups. Not the highest probability, but they nonetheless triggered an action from me. Um, the outcome is irrelevant. I'm fine with these losses, to be honest with you. But now I'm just kind of waiting. This is kind of looking like a shitty chop fest, really. So I'm just kind of going to wait for high time frame objectives to get met to then give a cleaner setup. So for now, I think I'm going to call it here. I'm going to do a little bit of editing on this video here just to make sure, because there was that whole IP address thing, just to kind of cover that up. I'm not too concerned, but it's good to edit that out. So I'll do that. But 1046. What you mean? The one from 1046. What do you mean? Is that when it popped up? Or what are you talking about, Jonathan? What about this? It's an order block, but to me, it's not a 1 minute breaker. Yeah, what about it? What, like this yellow line? Yeah, I see it. What about it? Yeah, it's these two up close candles represent an order block on the 1 minute, and on the 2 minute, I guess. It's not a breaker though for me. Needs a swing point here. Needs a swing high, swing low, and a higher swing high. It's missing this swing high here. Otherwise, it'd be good. But yeah, other than that, I am chilling for the day. I won't be streaming tomorrow on YouTube. I'm gonna be in 2 Degrees free Discord, streaming the morning session. But yeah, you guys have a good day. We will chat with y'all later. See you, Chad. See you, Nathan. What do I think about Stoic from X? I have no idea who he is. So I can't really give you any answer for that. Sorry. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you later. Enjoy your day. Peace.